This is bad news, but this is an Ogun State indigenous, and they are taking ownership. They are saying that she made them proud in Ogun State. But she recounted how she had to work because she won in the Sydney Olympics. She had a silver medal, and so she wanted gold, and she had to do double. This is somebody would call a disabled, doing extra to win, and I think it's good. Yes.
Yeah, so okay, right.
In Plateau State, we remember there was another killing. I think this happened Wednesday night. So because of that, there's so many. This particular community, Yelwanzangam community, between reports were between 30 to 40 people were killed. So of course, many of the injured are in hospital. But the problem is that they're looking for blood. There isn't enough blood to help those who need it. And so people have come on to the media. Even Red Cross has made an announcement asking if there are any well-meaning people in just Plateau State that could come and help donate blood, which will help those who are trying to recover. And the government, the state government was talking about why it's important for justice to be seen, to be done, so that it will stop these constant reprisal attacks. And this has a far-reaching impact on the economy of the state. Constantly, you're using resources to rehabilitate, to mop up the effect of wars, instead of putting it towards building the state and developing the state. We need. Please, I'm appealing to the people of Plateau State, just in particular. See, let's put these things aside. Let's arrest criminals, prosecute criminals, deal with criminals, and then let the well-meaning people of Plateau State be able to gather themselves and move forward. We cannot go back to the times of crisis where we're constantly talking about people being killed, going from home to home, killing people. These are fathers, mothers, children, constantly. This cannot be our legacy in this state, please.
Totally agree with you.
Another story?
Yes.
Yeah,
Major headline.
Let me take another story when it comes to major headline.
Yeah, okay. So security guard Hamza Adams have been killed by suspected hoodlums in the Amowo Dofi local government area of Lagos. So according to the story, they said he was eating with some of his friends in his room, and then about 20 hoodlums entered the into his room, abducted him, and the others took them to the forest, and they were using machete on them. But luckily, one of them was able to survive, who was giving the story to the Punch, and then he went and reported to the police. So according to the story, there's been a tussle in the market about who puts the containers, those market traders who put up containers, and then Lagos State initially had gone to raise down the whole place, saying it's a slum really, and they wanted to use that particular place. So while he was waiting for, that's the dead person now, Adam, who was waiting for government to give him order to proceed, other people were putting containers there. So I think some of the people who were putting the containers wanted him out of the way, and that was the reason he was killed. But the matter has been taken to the Festac police station, and we're hoping the police
because he said Amuwo Odofin, this morning at Amuwo Odofin, so I'm calling on the local government chairman for Amuwo Odofin and that of Koka in Aguda Surulere to please do something about a dead body.
Headless.
The head was just totally destroyed on the express, on the Oshodi Apapa Expressway, but just by Koka Second Rainbow bus stop this morning. So the DSS went to scatter. DSS operatives dispersed medical doctors who were queuing up at the Sheraton for the Saudi recruitment exercise that was happening at the Sheraton yesterday. According to the reports in the Punch, a journalist with the International Center for Investigative Reporting, Marcos Fatunde, was arrested but later released, and the spokesperson of DSS refused to talk on this. Also, the major headline. So we made a revenue of about 2.2 trillion naira from petrol, VAT, and a lot of other company income tax and customs collection. The total of that was 2.2 trillion, 2.3 trillion naira, but we spent 2.02 trillion naira of that servicing debt.
Okay.
That's about 90.58% of our entire revenue for the year. So I think...
Let me go on a break. We'll come back, we'll continue with the review. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're moving on now to Daily Sun's Sultan raises alarm over worsening insecurity. Outrage as NBC queries Channels TV for interviewing Governor Otom. Court restores secondus after PDP NEC announced Akinwumi acting chairman. Abia at 30, Kalu advocates inclusive leadership. Tension in Abia community as family of 7 dies after eating suya. No land for ranching in Ebonyi. Umahi Ohaneze youth insist. Okay, which story are we taking? I was going to take the channels NBC because obviously that is our constituency and we have guests all the time. So according to reports, PAN, Yoruba Socio-Cultural Group of Ferry and Senator Shehu Sani have condemned NBC for querying the presenters on Channels TV when they interviewed Governor Tom. Other sides have also condemned the questioning of these journalists, saying that it's making Nigeria derail from democracy and descending into dictatorship, autocracy, and totalitarianism. And they're saying that we must defend democracy and allow journalists to ask the questions, and you cannot determine how your guest answers your questions. So your job as a journalist is to ask the question, and they shouldn't be gagging the press or trying to censor us in what we do on how to ask questions. So they found it quite wrong for NBC to have queried
NBC
the way they asked the questions.
Said that they just asked the question and allowed him to talk without being proper. According to them, I want to quote them exactly. He said, his comments contain divisive and unfair comments which were not thoroughly interrogated by the anchors. So maybe in between
interjections,
they didn't interject to try to break him. So those were.
So I'm not sure I saw that in NBC because I read the code very well. And I saw the codes that they referred, and I'll try to go and read it because I know I've studied the code for many years. So I don't remember that part where you say you have to interject. However, I will look at it again, but it's something that we need to pay attention to because we have guests all the time and we allow them to speak and it's their view. The show is called Your View. Come and express yourself. But I also understand the social responsibility part where we must ensure that we don't want people coming to say things that can cause the country to go into anarchy. So I get that. But at the same time, we have to also protect the fourth realm. Okay,
so no land for ranching. The chairman of Southeast Governors Forum and governor of Ebonyi State, Chief David Umahi, has insisted that there's no land for ranching for any form of ruga, ranching or whatever the name is called in his state. And he also denied the 6 billion from federal government. So there was the news, according to Malam Garba Shehu, the media aide to the president, Muhammad Buhari. He said that 4 states, including Ebonyi, had received 24 billion grants for ranching. But the Ebonyi state governor is saying that they've not received any amount of money, and they are also not going to receive it. The youths in the state are saying that if they collect any money for ranching, that means it's a sellout. And so he's saying that anybody who wants to do ranching is a personal business. They will come into the place, they will buy their land, and they will handle the business. But the state government does not have land for any of such.
I'd like to take a serious story, but Mariam, I really want to reference the picture story in Son. It's really painful because sometimes when people die, we just assume, oh, they died, we move on. But this is a young boy here, David Musa, son of one of the victims who died in the United Nations bomb blast 10 years ago, weeping at the remembrance of the bombing that they were facing with. And it was such a sad thing to see a young boy knowing that you've lost a loved one who you can never get back. So these are real human beings with names and family members, and we must also remember these faces when we're making decisions on security. Yes,
you know, when you see, like, when these catastrophic things happen in other countries, when you see the memorial, like, places that they've put together, put their names down so that for years and years people remember them, remember their names.
How it happened.
I think the Falamo Bridge has done that for the Chibok girls that were taking. Whenever you pass, they just remind you that these are real people and actions have consequences. But I wanted to also take Hush Puppy investigation panel. So the Inspector General of Police had set up a special investigation panel, you know, to investigate the allegations against DCP Abba Kyari, and they are done with it, and the IGP has commended the panel for a job well done, and that they put this probe together to carry out these discrete investigations into the allegations levied against the officer, and to enable the force leadership to be appropriately guided in decision-making process. So it's just to say that they have finished what they were meant to do, the discrete investigation, and then hereafter, I guess, would hear what they decide to do
Right.
with him.
Afterwards.
Yes.
Okay, moving on now to Vanguard. Play to attack. We talked about that. Injured, helpless as blood scarcity hits hospitals. Really sad. Let's see. Rainfall prediction. Residents of low-lying areas should relocate. Lagos State government, I think I took that story yesterday. NNPC declares 287 billion naira after tax profit in 2020, says Buhari. Experts harp on demystifying mental health stigma in Nigeria. PDP crisis court restores Secondus as chairman. Nigeria becoming most terrorized nation in the world, says Catholic bishops. And GDP rises 5% year-on-year, declines 0.8% quarter-on-quarter. Okay.
Lagos experts and stakeholders yesterday spoke at the maiden Vanguard Mental Health Summit with the theme Mobilizing for Systemic Change and Better Mental Health Care in Nigeria. It was held at the Eco Hotel and Suites. And they talked about demystifying the stigma associated with mental health disorder. They wanted to, gear it towards practical, affordable, and compassionate mental health care system. And they also mentioned that the mental health treatment gap is, going up to 85%, and we need to do something about it. 40 million Nigerians are suffering from mental health disorders. Luckily for us, Lagos State is expanding the management and treatment of psychiatric-related ailments with a 500-bed hospital facility. They're also working towards having a 1,000-bed annex for rehabilitation. And according to them, they said the only law that Nigeria had about mental health disorder was in 1920, which was reformed in 1964. Until now, there has been no laws. And what the law even says is that those people who have mental health disorders will be taken to an isolated place where the common eye cannot see them or know what is happening with them, which is not even going to be working for our human rights as well. And so right now, they have done the Lagos State Mental Health Law. They are waiting for the federal government to do theirs, but they are moving ahead. I think it's really interesting.
People stay in the National Assembly and are thinking, okay, what are we doing? Are we reviewing our laws? Are we updating them? Are we following them with the times? You hear this kind of thing, I think in 1962. Come on, man. We're in 2021.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the Nigerian Tribune. Our final paper this morning, see how much time we have. Red Cross worry over shortage of blood. NMA laments rising number of victims still on just killings. I mean, our hearts go out to just, so worrying when you just see what's happening in just on social media. Stella Odua dumps PDP, which another court ruling unsettles PDP. Buhari announces 287 billion naira NNPC profit after tax for 2020. NBC creates Channel TV, we talked about that. Cybercrime, 70% Nigerian youths may soon become ex-convicts, says EFCC. Security agencies must identify, prosecute all unknown gunmen, says Sultan. And silence not golden at this time, Ndume tells Buhari. I really wish somebody took that story.
I did.
Okay,
so Senator representing Borno South and Chairman Senate Committee on Army, Ali Ndume, has urged the president to cultivate the habit of speaking to Nigerians when we have scary security situations. He says that the presidential spokespersons were not elected by the people. He was the one, that he should take a leaf from the United States President Biden, who comes up every time to even give them a daily update of what's going on. And that's what the president needs to do. And that is a scary situation. What happened at the Nigerian Defense Academy, it definitely shows that, the military is overwhelmed. But he has, he believes that they are going to do something to, I think they have already started a targeted manhunt for those who came into the Nigerian Defense Academy, but basically saying that there are some times that silence is not golden.
Exactly, and I really would love to use this as a hot topic, because sometimes maybe our president just thinks that we need him to talk to us.
They respond to people, not to situations.
When they travel abroad, they talk.
Please, let's not be like the president responding to people and not to situations.
Oh, yes, let's add to that. He also said he should visit these places.
Exactly. So people in just, they have a blood deficit now because they have to respond to people attacks, and there's scarcity of, they don't have enough blood to give to people. That is something an individual can solve. So please, we approach them, donate blood, and assist them as much as you can.
Thank you for that message.
It's well.
I mean, I don't understand. I don't know, guys. I mean, I know we have a hot topic today, but when you read these papers, you just think that, okay, maybe we should just really talk about what's going on. I mean, we really need decisive leadership, a decisive leader, somebody who's actually paying attention and seeing. I don't even think he knows what happened in NDA. I can almost bet that the president has no idea what happened in NDA.
You may also have an idea.
Military officer.
You may also know exactly what happened.
Because there's no way he would know and have not spoken to us.
We have not heard
No, but
anything.
he doesn't. We know the president doesn't
now.
really speak
He said
to
that
us
this
now.
would not discourage or demoralize the army.
He spoke through who?
They released a statement, but I don't want to don't release statements. Speak to us. Give us an update, a daily update was good, because this is a huge affront on the Nigerian security.
Everybody
does that mean?
considered important.
Yeah, I
in
think
Nigeria
we're
have said the
Let's
same.
go on a break. Honestly, it's
Expecting
Friday. It's Friday. I think I just
Our
want to
expectations
let me
are-
not take the anger from Youth Matters and exert it on Nigeria Matters.
But
We'll
the
go on a
Nigerian
break.
that caused the loose matters now.
We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So moving on now to our sponsored segment by Cool App. So joining us on the show is the CEO, co-founder of Cool App, Mr. Aprameya Radhakrishna. Welcome to the show, sir. Are you there?
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Happy to be on the show.
Good to have you. So tell us about Cool App. I know I love the name actually, Cool. So, so tell me about Cool App.
Yeah, so Coup is about enabling for people to express themselves irrespective of language, right? Existing microblogging platforms are doing a very good job of connecting people who, essentially want to speak across the world in English, but in countries like India and Nigeria, where there are local languages also being spoken, connecting each country deeper is something that we are doing. So we're enabling freedom of expression in English and local languages and connecting the countries deeper.
Yeah, so what sets Cool apart from its biggest competitor, Twitter?
Yeah, so, we've built language communities. In India, there are 22 official languages being spoken in the country, right? 22. And we've already gone live in 8 languages in India, right? In Nigeria as well, we are going to be enabling local language communities for languages like Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Fula, right? So that way, the local culture and local language is preserved in the world of technology, right? Otherwise, technology means English, English means technology, right? So how do we make sure that the local culture is, maintained, preserved, while we accelerate using technology and giving a voice to everybody, irrespective of the languages they use.
Okay, so people will say there's already Twitter, and it took a while before people got on Twitter. How do you think that will play out for you? How long do you think before you gain grounds here in Nigeria?
Yeah, I think it's very important for us to keep working on attracting the most influential folks across sports, entertainment, politics, to keep coming on to Coup and using it as a platform for expression. I think that is very important. The better the community that is built on Coup, the more people will want to come and actually use the app, right? So on timing, I think that every social media app requires a certain number of people before it becomes a household name.
Yes.
We will try and accelerate that and get to that tipping point as soon as possible.
So right now we have an issue with your competitor in Nigeria. Why do you choose this time to come into this country? Are you taking advantage of the queues on ground?
Well, we've actually been thinking of countries across the world which are similar to India. What I mean by similar to India is the fact that there should be local languages that is being spoken in the country. So across Southeast Asia, Africa, South America, Eastern Europe, there are lots of countries where multiple languages are being spoken. So we wanted to experiment, our international operations and do a test market, right, on how to go about, operating in a country. And when we saw that, Nigeria is the largest, in terms of economy and the number of people in Africa, we thought that Nigeria is the best fit, and we were thinking about it. And when existing microblogging platform Twitter actually got suspended, we thought, okay, that is a time when people will want to express themselves and they don't have a platform right now. So it is a good, when we've already been thinking about entering an international market and there is an opportunity to actually go in when people don't have another choice of microblog, that kind of fit in together.
All right, so I mean, it's pretty interesting that your key selling point is the fact that you're providing different languages in Nigeria to have a platform where they can express themselves, a social media platform like that. So how many languages so far do you have on Cool app?
For Nigeria.
In Nigeria.
For India, we have 8 languages. For Nigeria, we are going to be launching Hausa, Igbo very soon. So we'll probably come back and let you guys know the date on which we will be launching those. Right now, a lot of background work of translating the app into those languages, inviting beta users in those languages to start forming the community. All of that work is happening as we speak, and a formal launch we will be doing very soon.
Does school have a physical presence in Nigeria?
So we're in the process of establishing an office in Nigeria, and that will be done very soon.
So there were rumors in the country at the time when we heard about the alternative of Cool to the banning of Twitter. That is it true that Cool is government owned? Is there any government partnership with you? Is Cool owned by Nigerian? Did you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you. Cool is a private company. We have venture capitalists similar to other technology, big tech giants, similar to Twitter and everybody else. And we have no interference from any government across the world. So we are not government owned or influenced. We are a private company with private investors who are investing so that we can grow our product and community.
So how many of yours, I mean, it would be nice for us to have Nigerians working in Cool. So when you open your offices, I mean, what staff strength do you think you expect to have? So people can begin to look forward to applying and be part of the Cool family.
Yeah, so I think we'll start off with our business development efforts there. We'll start off with our community building efforts there. So that is something that we will need, lots of people to be part of, to influence local communities, to make them aware of who and the value proposition. So that will definitely help us with the local office presence. In terms of numbers, I think in the first year of operation, we should at least have a few, close to 100 people working with us in some way or the other to be able to build very successful communities there across languages.
I just noticed the bird on your shirt. So this Cool is from a bird, right? The cuckoo. Is that it? Is that where that name came from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Who is the sound of a bird? So even in India, there is a bird called koel, and koel goes cuckoo.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Okay,
So,
do you have plans to create more awareness? So I've been on Cool. I signed in immediately I heard about it because I couldn't use Twitter. So I went there. But I don't remember to always go there and make posts. So do you have any plans to create more awareness so that people can sign on to Cool?
Yeah, absolutely. So the idea is to keep growing the community, getting a lot of influential voices onto the platform. And once some of the influential voices come there, naturally more people will come, and you will have, as a creator, you will have more reason to create because there are lots of people waiting to listen to you there. Right? So it's a chicken and egg problem. It will be solved, by getting more creators and then getting more audience to see those creators.
okay.
So we will work on both.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Just got the name.
Krishna.
Yeah.
Christian.
Amarina Avakrishna, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We thank you. And we wish you the best with Cool App. Cuckoo. I like the name.
Your view on
Cool. All right, let's go on a break. When we come back, move on to our hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So, the Mommy G, me I call her Mommy G. I'm trying to see how I can introduce her separately. But the wife of the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Folu Adeboye, cautioned single ladies against searching for life partners on social media, especially Instagram and all the other Facebook pages. And many came on social media, criticized her statement. Others agreed with her. And we thought, as we are all in this new modern times, it was important to have these conversations. Let us know what are your thoughts on it. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Those of you who met your spouses online, those of you who are searching online, is this an advice you'd like to take or consider? You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also send us messages on YouTube and Facebook. We'll be happy to read your tweets. Okay, so although social media has a way of twisting and over-twisting what somebody says, I know that from what she really said, she was just trying to say that, listen, people are fake. What she was saying, what she was really paraphrasing is, people are fake online. If you just try to find somebody online, you might not get the real person online, But others are arguing that, hey, it's hard to meet people these days. Social media obviously provides that opportunity for you to meet people. So how do you interpret that, and how would we take that information and advise young people who are hoping to search or to find a life partner online? BC, would like to start?
Yeah, I would like to say that sometimes let's listen to the full message before we jump into conclusions.
Exactly.
And people will always give advice based on their own map of the world.
Right.
So she's an elderly woman. She doesn't really understand the platform, social media. She feels everything there will just be fake. And she was trying to protect her people, talk to her young girls, people around her that, look, don't go to this place. You need to focus on God. You need to ask God to give you directions when you're seeking for a life partner. And the crux of our message is that when you make a mistake with a life partner, that is it. There's no coming back from that. And so she wants you to be careful on how you go about. So whether you meet the person on social media or you meet the person in the classroom, you need to pay attention to the Holy Spirit to guide you, to tell you this is the right person. When you see signs, you need to apply logic. Don't allow the butterflies in your tummy and that feeling you feel when the going is good and the person is still smiling at you. Becloud your sense of judgment that you do not see the red flags. I think that's the crux of her message. So for me, I would say you can meet anybody anywhere. Whether it's online, whether it's in the club. I've seen people who got married from meeting somebody in the club until today they are still married. So it's not about where you meet the person. It's about how you, allow your senses to guide you, how you allow, for those of us that are religious, allow the Holy Spirit to guide you, and how you pay attention to some of those signs and how you also don't feel that when that person gets in, you're going to change that person. Nobody has what it takes to change any person. So if you see those things you cannot manage, you can just step away. It's better to have a failed relationship than to have a failed marriage.
Yeah.
I just think that's it.
They should tell us that.
Talking about failed relationship, I heard recently that a particular Nollywood actor who was supposed to get married in a few months,
Very painful.
they went their separate ways, and I was thinking in my mind that better now than later. You know, if it's really something that they could not do, that they could not resolve, it's better to resolve it before you get into marriage, because really, when you choose a life partner, it's a very important decision to make. It's a life-changing decision. It affects you forever and the children you're going to bring into the world. So it's important that when you make that decision, you do it, carefully. So I don't, because as you said, the times, social media now affords us to meet people from different places. Before, you could only meet, if you lived in Amuodofin, maybe you only know people in Amuodofin. But now you can be in Nigeria and meet people in London, meet people in Jamaica, Ghana. Meet people all over the world. But the thing is, you have to move that meeting from social media to the physical, because you need to get to know that person. It's not enough to just be, it's like pen pals before now, we used to hear. It's not enough to just be writing messages back and forth. You need to even know the person. See, let me give you one silly story. When we finished university, one of my friends, she met a couple of people online, and she's like, she likes this one, and Miriam, you will like the second one. I said, She said, yeah. Anyway, she now went to go and visit them, and she says, Miriam, when I entered his house, I wanted to use the bathroom. When I saw the bathroom, I said, there's no way Miriam will agree. That this place was so messy. There's no way Miriam is going to agree to be with this person. So you see why you need to move from social media to the physical. How is this person really? Is he neat enough? If that sort of thing bothers you, how does the person relate to other people? Is this person kind? I always say it. Is this person a good person? Does this person treat others with respect? Does this person, when you talk with this person, when you sit down with this person and you have a conversation with this person, do you gel? When things don't go right, how does the person carry themselves, and how does the person respond to situations that are not pleasant? Social media really, the truth is that most of us put only our best sides on social media.
And that's the crux of it, because she was saying, that's where I think that Mommy Jo was saying that people will just show you what they want to show you. But you as a discerning person must be able to go beyond that. Yes, Nema, let me hear your thoughts on this.
I totally agree with her, because I think she's just telling us to take caution when we choose anyway. And because of the special nature of social media, like Miriam said, and the way people can be anybody on that platform, that's not a platform that you should make a place to start searching. So you can just by chance meet somebody there, that's a different thing. But it should not be a place where you sit and you put yourself up and say, okay, make offers, and I don't think that's okay.
I can disagree with that a bit, because the truth is that, you see, if we keep doing things like back then, things are changing. And people meet people online. You can go online and look for dating sites. And you can meet somebody on a dating site, and you can actually find out.
But dating sites are a different matter entirely. So not somebody who slides in my DM and is just talking to me, and then we are almost engaged. Or I leave the talk at when my emotions, I let the talk get past when my emotions have been completely formed before I say, okay, let's meet. At a point when you are not even clear-eyed again. Like Bisi was saying, to say whether the person had long enough, tall enough, is, to look out for the red flags.
But Nima, the same family counselors will tell you, men are moved by what they see. So if they are moved by what they see, as a young girl, I'll put out
the best part
of me. After you now move, and you now see me, and you now say hello, then I can now start beginning my discerning better part of me to know, okay, are you the kind of person?
Let's even leave social media.
See me first.
There was a divorce in Mebute I think, one of these community, what we call it, the area courts, and the husband was saying, that's how she sent me a picture, and when we got married, totally different.
You did not meet
I married her for big. Actually, it's like this. So please, really, packaging is what everybody does on social media.
So package yourself well. Listen, Auntie, it's easy for you because you're married. A single person wants to be seen. Yeah. Because the truth that you go out to your friends, your family is not hooking you up. You go to your friends, you don't meet anybody. I want to be seen. I want to be on side. I have seen that.
Mariah, do you remember that before social media, we used to send pictures abroad? It was almost the same thing. No. Listen, let me learn now. Platform is platform.
Exactly.
So social media is platform. Church is platform.
Simple.
We have a lot of men who have complained
sent
that they
pictures
picked,
of girls they knew.
that they picked
So their
wives from
sons
churches,
abroad.
and today they are not happy. And they're asking, I've had relationship talks with a lot of people, and they say, the other of my friend that picked the wife from the club, today they are still happily married. This one, I went to church. No, hold on. I went to church, and I was thinking I would see all the good girls in church, and yet, so people, wherever you are, wherever circumstances you find yourself, we always put our best foot forward. Now, you take it a step further to get to know the person. It's even very unfortunate the way we work, the way, especially in cities like Lagos, where you go to work in the morning, you come back at night. What time do you even have to get to know the person? You don't have that time. So you need to, if you are really serious about getting married to this person, you need to make time. There was somebody I interviewed recently, and she was saying that she didn't know certain things. Because after the marriage, he didn't even get to the marriage. 7 days to the marriage, she had to break up that marriage. She now started going to the person's office, and then she was asking, how is this person, who is this person? When the things she heard, she wouldn't, if she had done it initially, she wouldn't have continued that relationship.
The same thing with the talking for that one.
Exactly. But
so before your emotions becloud your thoughts.
Where you meet is not the crux of the matter. You can meet anywhere.
I didn't say that. I said it is not a place where you put up your picture, but it can happen by chance. You then make sure before your emotions becloud your thinking, you find out the kind of person you're taking the step further. Sometimes when the decision is facing you, it's hard to make because you're already in love, or some people will not be saying, maybe I'll make it work. No, I can change him. Before you get to that point where you're thinking the impossible is possible, make the effort to know him. But it's not, I will, well, of my own school, I won't take my picture. Even when I was single, I'll put it up.
I have a friend, a girlfriend of mine, when she had a birthday, she did a beautiful picture and she looked gorgeous. And there's a guy that reached out to me on social media, I like her.
Maybe she advertised herself.
If a single young woman, please, take pictures, use the platform social media, look good on social media. There, because that guy now met her, she now genuinely said, I don't want to do it again. And she didn't like the guy, but at least she was able to show who she is.
If she had agreed, she would just be that picture for the rest of her life.
Can I ask a question? Because this thing comes up even outside social media, where men would say, when I met her, she had her weave on, she had makeup on, and she looked fantastic. Social media now is you have been filtered up, so you look like a certain kind of person. Should we advise girls? Should you put your real pictures up so that they know you for who you really are, than put up a filtered image of yourself or made up image of yourself when you meet these people, and then when they're like, okay, I'm not sure.
Let's talk about that after the break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still talking about how we should put our best foot forward. And Mariam asked a very important question, that when a young person is single, should they look a certain way and so present themselves the best foot forward, or should they just be themselves so that people know them for who you are and not
should
get surprised?
Put up a filtered picture or an original picture?
Yes.
Let me give you an experience. So I've always loved to be myself. And I remember the first time, according to him, the first time he saw me was not the first time I saw him. So the first time I saw him, I just looked through and I saw plenty of girls around, and I was like, okay, there's one fine boy somewhere. But the first time he saw me, he said he saw me, I had my weaving on, this sort of hairstyle, but with my natural hair. I was wearing a black alternate and a white short, and he was like, wow, this girl is just naturally beautiful. So he saw me in that state where I was just being me. So it was easy for him. So there's no way I put on or I don't put on. He has already seen what he saw that he liked. What I advise people is, so if you watch my pictures on social media, it's not like I'm looking for a husband, I'm already married. I don't use filters because I'm very weary of the fact that you can meet me out there tomorrow and I'm looking different from who you have seen. I'm very particular about, see me with my natural face, see me the way I am, so that tomorrow you know the choice you are making. And I think a lot of young girls should pay attention to presenting yourself in a good way in public, but don't put the too much extras. When those extras fall off, you are left with somebody who is not looking at you like,
but
this is not what I saw.
But we see, shouldn't our men of today understand that this is 2021. The truth is, the beautiful girls we used to see in the movies when we were growing up, what those nice movies, they were all padded up. All those Nia Longs, all those Jada Pinkett Smith that we saw in the movie, we just used to admire them. Beautiful. They were all padded up. So, honey, I get used to the fact that today's woman is a made-up woman.
No.
Today's woman is today's woman looks made up. When you meet her, she takes it all off. Doesn't mean she's ugly, but what she's going to put out there is who she is. Is who she is. That's today's woman.
You see the deception.
Let me take this call. James, are you there? James, you're live. Go ahead, please. Oh, I think we lost that call. Go ahead, Nima. Go ahead.
So the deception is where the problem is. A man who wants it yellow, tall, everything, and then you go and put your picture. You know he's there, you're not up to Tokwe's height. You go and do like this, or you go and do like this in the picture, and the guy is waiting. So when you finally meet, or maybe for some, they leave it up until their families are done with the arrangements, especially for long distance one. They used to call them photo husbands. I don't want to speak EBA. They call them photo husband, photo wife. So you will not the language then when we joke with my dad will be like, hey, I will show me photo that I'm not photogenic, so don't use photo to marry me, that kind of thing. So you give people the real image of you, but something funny happened. So I come from a family where girls marriages were arranged. So at a point, my uncle brought one man who was looking for a wife and said, okay, my niece is a perfect choice. Let me take you to our house. So it was on an Eid day. Our elder sister that he wanted to matchmake with the man is in the heat of cooking, busy, working, cooking, and she's hardworking. Myself, I wasn't qualified because I wasn't even ready. I didn't think I would marry early. And then our second daughter, she's always answer.
On point.
On point. Salad, why I go dirty my hand. Mona collect kuku. I make up everything on fleek. She just sat down at the... So when the guy came in, he was,
is that
what? So my uncle kept saying, no, wait, they are going to call her for you. He said, no, I'm okay with this one. My uncle said, no, wait, the person I brought you to see is coming. He said, he kept shouting. My sister said, wait, I've not finished. He said, go and get ready, go and pass backyard, this and that. So that one got tired and just came. Welcome.
We came looking like that.
Yes, a lying.
It's not you.
So my uncle and the suitors started fighting all the way because he didn't want the person that was looking herself.
I think you're buttressing my point. They tell us in all the marriage counselors I know, men are moved by what they see.
Yeah.
So the point is that you as a young single woman should put your best foot forward. So in that situation, your girl your sister should have actually gotten herself ready. Now, we're not saying go to the extreme where you are dark skin, you make yourself light skin. That's not what I'm saying. Okay. What I'm saying is that look
presentable.
You can even touch it up a bit more. You need to look a certain way. That's fine. That's what you want to do. But
can you
be true and let the man know that there's still somebody behind this makeup.
Okay,
a real person.
The entire tenure of the marriage.
Also, I think I put this on the person who is seeking. The person. So I've met people who actually just prefer a natural look. And they seek out ladies who present themselves that way. And they feel that at least I get to know you from the get-go. But I know also of men who prefer the made-up look. For them, it says that you've taken the effort to do something that, okay, that you are just not someone that just lets yourself go. That you're someone that you calculate, you put in effort. And for them, it means something. So it depends on who you're trying to catch,
exactly.
So I don't think anyone is wrong, but I just think that you would attract different kinds of people the way you present yourself.
One of my husband's friends is like that. I won't mention his name on national TV. He knows himself. He's looking for like a really supermodel yellow, that painted her whole body. That's the best thing he's looking for.
I hope she can sustain.
He has not found out today. And his friend is my husband's age. He has not found out. But that's the spec. So that is what he's looking for.
He go tire. Because after the woman gets into the house and gives birth to children, things will scatter. Things will change. So, are you willing?
So
are you ready to walk
very
through?
Realistic. You want to meet her like that. You maintain her like that.
So you don't have the money.
No, God will provide. So you have to afford it. So if you cannot afford it, don't be looking for things that are beyond your pocket.
Nima, let me take this call. Chudi, are you there?
Yes,
we are live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I want to welcome all of you.
Thank you.
To Miriam and my sister. In fact, the topic is interesting anyway. There is this saying in my language. when you want to marry a wife, go to her father's house early in the morning when she is waking up from sleep. That's when you get the real picture of all of us, including the men.
True.
And the women.
True.
Now, somebody made mention of the packaging. My dear, what are you packaging? Like, that packaging will fall. When it is time, that packaging will disappear. So better look the way God created you. Let that man see you the way you are. Let that woman, it's not only a man, let that woman see the man too, the way the man look like. When you package and package, you see, I have sisters. I have 6 sisters, 6 of them. And my father told him, see, my dear, just be of good behavior. Look your natural self. Have good character. That your husband will come.
Yes,
just like Nima said. You might bring somebody and taking somebody for the other person.
Mr. Chudi, you're old school.
He looks happy or not. The man knew what he wanted in Nima. If anybody should come from the moon, from the sun, the person will not be interested. So my sisters, they got married, and they look natural before they even got married.
Yeah.
So
thank you very much, Chudi. I think so. Mr. Chudi is like a lot of Nigerians.
Well, he has his
own side of it. Yeah. But there are young men today who want their women to look a certain way.
See, let's remember when we were younger. I was the natural, go-lucky. I didn't send. I didn't even have enough to be sending. But I noticed that the girls that took the time out to look a certain way attracted a certain type.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, they didn't attract the...
No, they didn't attract the schoolboys.
The schoolboys.
Okay. Exactly.
Yes.
No, but it does not make your choice wrong. It just makes it different. So for that person who also is looking, there's a certain type of person I would like to meet. That when he appear in the crowd, they turn and they look at me. There are some people that will see that look and be intimidated. I'm like, nah, not for me. And then there are some people like, okay, good. This is a contender I would like to have a conversation with. So it depends on who you are trying to attract.
Would you be a shekere guy looking for a tokamak? You won't even approach her.
Help me here. Just play.
Dress up for the level you are trying to get to.
Let me play a joke with what Miriam said.
Let me go on a break. I will let you land your points.
So the girls that were already fully booked, because you said you didn't have enough, that already had everything, who were my own good friends, are presently in the gym trying to get the overload dealt with, because upon birth, they added extra. But the we that were straight front, we are coming out.
There's some people that are working on it still. We are blooming.
My celebrity guest is also a hot babe.
Yes.
And first on this, stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we have with us Anita Tacha Akide, popularly known as Tacha, in the building. A former Big Brother Nigeria housemate, video blogger, and Instagram influencer. Tacha is a perfect description of beauty and creativity. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys.
Good to have you. So I want you to join this conversation because we're talking about single girls putting their best foot forward. I mean, we started with how we... How do we look for our long-term partners? Do we look them for social media? Because Pastor Mommy Adeboye was saying that don't look for your life partners on social media. So we discussed that already, but we're now saying that for a young single person, shouldn't you put your best foot forward on social media? How do you package yourself? Do you need to package, or should we just stay natural and just meet Mr. Tom, Dick, and Harry?
No, you definitely have to package. Like,
Abi?
Yeah, I don't care. Like, perception is key. How you want to be addressed, you have to be dressed as such. So for me, it's like you have to be deliberate, you have to be intentional. Whether you want to meet a guy or not, like, just always
if a guy gets you like this Tacha, right?
Yeah.
And sees Tacha is so beautiful, and gets home, you watch all the unexpensive. Oh, wow. Okay, thank you for qualifying that. Right. So he sees you're beautiful and expensive, and he gets home and you wash it all off. would he recognize Tacha?
I'm beautiful still, like without the makeup and hair. So he definitely would.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the extent of the packaging? Should it be on, you know, a scale of 1 to 10? Should you be, because some people go to the extent of, you know, having additional, you know, body, additional pad. Now they sell pads where you have to add up to make it look like it's
or you
there.
buy the
Or should it be just
Brazilian
the regular
box.
looking nice, you look good kind of packaging where you do your makeup, you wear the good dresses, or you go to what extent should the packaging be so that at the end of the day it will not be seen that you deceived somebody?
Well, I would say it kind of like depends on what you do. Like for me, there's no limitation to what I can do or how I can look. I could decide to go out. There could be a TikTok challenge where I'm not going all out. It's like my bare face and all of that. So I think it depends on the individual. So if it's a normal, regular, deviled human or individual, well, you take your pictures. Make sure they're nice. For me, like I said, I like to be very intentional. So you know what you're getting yourself into. If it's this girl you want to get involved with, know this person is very particular about certain things. And she loves to go out. Like, that's why I think. Yes, exactly. Hold it.
So, Tacha, how would you prefer, how would you like to meet your partner? Would you like to just, is it enough to meet the person online and have a sort of online relationship? Or would you like to have it outside social media?
Well, for me, though, I love to make virtual friends, actually. Even though sometimes it's actually not advisable, but, like, most of my friends are people that I've met online, and then we talk. We have, like, a very good, positive connection and energy, even though we haven't actually seen. Or probably a friendship of about 3 years. We've met just twice or once, but then the connection is kind of, like, still there. So, what was the question?
How would you try to make that person a life partner? What would you prefer? That just, is it just enough to be on that social media?
No, I would say meeting someone else on social media is definitely the best, right?
Okay.
But someone like me, you get what I'm saying? Like,
may not get that
you can say, there's certain friends you can make
Would you
off of social
deliberately
media.
take a picture, put it up, and say, I'm single, searching, can't find me?
No,
because
I would
social media
indirectly
person.
shoot my shot through my caption. Like when I say,
plug the shot.
Yeah, when I say in my
talk with your
caption, I am nobody's ex, then you know I'm single. And I'm indirectly shooting my shot. So you need to understand. You need to understand.
The men need to understand the lingua. So they're not opening all their mouths to say it, but they're saying nobody's ex, meaning I'm available.
Right? One of the reasons we're having this conversation, because there are young people actually watching. And if you're 23, 24, and you're young, you're 25, and you're young and you want to date and meet somebody that is a good person in your life. And if people are watching and say, okay, how do I position myself? What the kind of man I want? So there's a church man. There's the fire brand man. There's the high-level, high-class man. There's the international, whatever.
So then what market do you want to attract?
What market? So you are saying that the Tacha market is what?
Exactly. Thank you so much. Exactly. The Tacha market is expensive, is deliberate, and very intentional, and has to always look powerful. You get what I'm saying? If I'm home and I'm chilled, let's say we're trying to like go to the beach, have like a fun time together, no makeup, I'm all for that. But when it's time to go out, like AY's birthday, no, we have to
slay.
Understand the assignment and
we saw that one.
Completely executed.
Slaying here. I love the jacket.
So,
this jacket no bright at all.
The bling.
They blind me.
But go ahead, Mira.
Yeah, so just still on this partner thing, what would your partner look like? What would that person be? Like, what sort of job would he have? What sort of business would he have?
Yes.
There are a few people sitting down here and wondering, am I the person? Am I the market?
Taking a sip.
What's the caliber?
So what would you say? Maybe
drink
5 points.
Rich. Hardworking, really considerate and sweet, because like I'm such a hard worker, and for every time I'm out there, like really working so hard. I love when you encourage me, like sounds so nice to me. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I know how stressful your week has been. Don't worry, everything's fine. I mean, it's the price you have to pay for being famous, all of that kind of stuff. But don't just like totally ignore it. And Rich, like I said, hardworking, considerate, sweet, God-fearing, definitely, because I'm a child of God.
This is a very rich package. So if you have somebody who checks 85% or 80% of your list, would you still go ahead?
I think we can wrap up. I think we can wrap up on this. So we know Tacha she ain't shit.
No, exactly. But then I would always say, go for your spec. People have different spec, right? So, because T might not be your spec, there's like other girls out there that could be your spec. Don't try to leave your level and try to upgrade.
And if
like,
you're a young girl,
you get embarrassed kind of at the end of it. And then people will be like, girls are this, girls are that. People have different expectations. I'm sorry.
So there's a young girl watching you, Tacha, now, and you can't afford to leave the life. You're not Tacha. You don't have a job. You don't have anything. Don't compare yourself to her because she has...
I don't live your life for men. Don't live your life to attract men. For me, I would say, while looking sweet, if the men come, that's fine because I'm single. But I'm not going to do all of this for a guy. Like, don't do that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Doing it for you.
Exactly. So if you have to look good, and the guy getting attracted to me should be a plus. Not like the whole aim of me looking so nice. Yeah, I'm not going to be looking too nice for a guy.
I love it.
Okay, let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll move on to other hot topics before we then interview Tacha. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we are still gisting here with Tacha. So yesterday you went to just break the internet with that your beautiful outfit to AY's birthday party. Tell us about that.
Gosh, it was great. AY is a legend, that's all I can say. And when I got the invite, I was like, hell nah, I'm definitely going to be here. I have to be here and I have to show off nice. So AY is a big shot in the industry. He's been amazing, great worker. He's been there for decades and he inspires a whole lot of us. And he's an inspiration to me.
Did you enjoy the party? How was it?
Well, it was fun. It was so much fun. Like, all of the industry people, you turn this way, I see what people hi. You turn this way, like,
everybody, all the celebrities.
Just hi. Everybody was there because AY is loved by everybody. So everybody honored it, actually. It was so much fun.
So we saw you spraying at the party. So you know he's against the CBN policy.
Oh my gosh,
not supposed to. But you see,
Don't worry, he didn't spray Naira.
Okay, so it's Naira that is
525.
Ah, okay, but you know what? See, as a proper Lagos girl, I want to teach you how to spray. That one
Oh my God,
when you like this, listen.
I love to learn.
You're a young woman. Yeah, I learn from us.
Right, anti-vibe.
You were throwing the...
So how's it done?
No, it's very ras. They don't do that, honey.
How?
Let me teach you how to do it.
Okay, let me see.
You see, when you're at the party and the music is playing, this is what you do.
Wait, she has the money here. Oh, so you do it. Let me have a few notes. Let me try. Let me have a few.
So that's how you be spraying.
Okay.
It's not before, you don't destroy the night.
No, wait, because I want you to do it. I want to watch you do it.
Okay, so then be singing. Yeah, be singing.
Oh, we can say somebody song gonna love me one day. Give me one day. Somebody song gonna love me.
all right. Okay.
Thank you.
When you throw it like that,
The Nigerian government come for you.
CBN will catch us because they are there defining the night. Okay, Tacha?
Thank you.
Okay, so anyways, now another topic. I don't know if you guys want to talk about the party.
No. But I just want to say there's something just about Tacha herself. You know, she was describing herself and saying things about being deliberate. And even off camera, you could see that. And I'm wondering, you're 25. Most of us at 25, we're still figuring out who we are, you know, but you seem to have, you know, gotten it. So where did you learn that and why do you think it's important to be that deliberate about everything?
I would say it has so much to do with my background because, like, these are qualities I thought were common. But being out here in the market, having to live alone, I mean, from the Big Brother house, I couldn't go back to Port Harcourt City. We had to get a place over here in Lagos. So I literally just said, like, living all by myself from 23.
Wow.
And having to interact with people, like work with people, I figured like all of the stuff I thought were common aren't really common. Yeah. And about how I got all of this, I would say from my mom. My mom was such a hard worker and she was very deliberate and intentional. She would be up all night for a client's dress. My mom used to be a designer. So all of those things used to just look like normal to me. So me at work, there's sometimes I have to work 2 days, like I haven't slept. I'm awake and I'm working and shooting. So, because it's normal to me, like I grew up seeing my mom do all of that. It just felt very normal. And then very deliberate, disciplined. My mom was literally just everything. And I grew up like watching so much of her.
So meeting you
does so
personally
much.
now, I can see you seem nice. You seem okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you seem. But that's not the perception that we have outside. So I've heard a lot of people talk about you, especially when you came out of the BBN. And what I hear, or what we saw on TV, is different from what we're seeing now. How do you handle the perception that people have about you, that you are very rude and you're not really understanding? How do you relate to that?
Is that you?
Is that you?
I love the fact that you brought this up, because then it's like a clear, how do I put it, like testimony of don't judge a book by its cover, and don't watch TV and then draw conclusions, because at the end of the day, it's a game. It was a show. We had over 26 housemates. So you saying I know this person in a house of 26 housemates, how did you know me? Like, the camera wasn't on me 24/7. That loads of other stuff I did that you didn't get to see. And also, these housemates are seeing just 10% of the time what happens to the 90. So you can't be judging me of 10% of your view. Just what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, you asking how do I handle it? I think I handle it really well. I see you and I act like me. And I let you play out your judgment. And for you to have said this, it means you've played out your judgment, and I'm actually nice in person, so thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Because of the Big Brother, there was that controversy at the time, and you were made to leave. For most of your fans, they started it, what they call Tacha guy. You and all of those people on your side. When you left, people had that sentiment about your leaving. How did you cash out on that negativity at the time? How did you turn it around? What did you make of it? Where are you now from the experience that you had?
Well, I would say I'm so far away from 2019. Like, you guys can see the glory of the Lord all over me.
The glow up.
Exactly. The glow up has been phenomenal, basically, because, like, I didn't see this coming. And about how I was able to convert the whole negativity into positives and stuff. That's my kind of person. Me, I like to move. I don't like to dwell in the moment, per se. If this happens, what's the next thing we're doing? How are we moving? So then, yeah, she's been disqualified. Okay, yeah. And then she sees the whole, like, score sheet or whatnot, and I literally topped other of the housemates. And that really broke my heart, like I would always say. Because then, this is not my effort. You guys voted. You guys putting energy, putting your money. So this is your effort, and then it really broke my heart. But at the end of the day, waiting don't happen. We got moved. Exactly. So yeah, turning lemons into lemonade, and trust me, Tacha has been the standard.
It's so
and
good
it's just
to hear you. I really don't ever judge a book by its cover. Never. But I think that what is work for Tacha? Because I hear you say you work, and people are like, because they see you looking glam and be like, how is she getting this money? Saying, when is
she a kept woman?
It's not the same work that we're all working.
Yeah.
How is that someone Baba at the Sunday? Is that somebody funding you somewhere? Or are you bank? Thank you. That's bankroll. Or is this the work that you're doing that's giving you this?
I would say it's my business funding me, actually, and that's why I made mention, like, earlier, when you do what you do, don't do it for men, do it for yourself. Good. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, have your own shit. Even though, well, you need to have money to complement, but I have to have mine. So at the end of the day, like, if you're talking and I have to talk, I'll talk too. Not to be disrespectful or whatnot, but then you can't be, like, totally controlling, because you know, okay, this is a made woman. You can't try to intimidate with, oh, we're not going to be together anymore because all of the funds is coming from you. Or you just know how, like, relationships can be. It's never... You actually can never exactly tell. It can just happen. There are just so many uncertainties.
Anything can happen, yeah.
So your back end has to be totally covered. And for me, business is all I've known all my life. My mom was, like I said, a designer and a caterer. And, like, a hard worker. She had a whole store with machines, and at the end of the day, she's now adding recharge cards to it. She's there, like, trying to do other stuff while in there. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why, so thinking this is the normal way of doing things. But then being out here and then always getting asked, like,
there's a young man looking at you right now. He's a responsible guy. Maybe he's a lawyer. He hasn't gotten a job yet. He's smart. He thinks you're just the most beautiful thing he's ever seen. And he would really like to have a conversation with you, maybe to lead to something, but he doesn't have the kind of dough you're looking for. He doesn't have the kind of money to take care of you at this time. Would you even look his way, or you just say,
no, I won't, respectfully. I'm so sorry.
Hey.
Yeah.
I feel heartbroken.
Okay.
Why? Why not? Well, he has all the qualities that you want, except the money for now.
And
but you see the potentials. He's hardworking.
I can't see I'm too busy to see your potential. You don't understand.
Value.
Exactly.
I'm happy you have exactly what you want. I mean, it's good. I mean, like, I'm happy that you're clear, crystal clear.
I find that sometimes it's quite hard to be a young girl in Nigeria because there are many expectations of the way you should carry yourself. Almost like you shouldn't be so flashy and out there if you haven't got a man yet, if you haven't got a man yet. And we have many young girls who watched that show and followed you just because of who you are. What are the things you say to them to put in place for themselves before they even start thinking of a partner?
I love that you said they look up to me. And most of those, my fans, the Titans that look up to me, they've literally followed me through my journey. Yeah. And then they've seen it's been all stages and growth. It wasn't like, oh, she just blew, and then, oh, all of a sudden there are like millions in her account. She had to start from 5K to 10K. She literally multiplied. So if you watch me and you actually do love me, I would love for you to imitate that. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I always say, like, you guys, it's good for you to have public figures you look up to, but try to take the positives and ignore the negatives. So then I'm not going to say, okay, everything about Tacha you have to try to emulate or whatnot. But the part that you think would take you to the next level, like, try to hold that. It can be really hard. Trust me, like, I go through so much stress. And like you said, when you don't have, like, a backbone, you have yourself, you're the first child, you have your family. It gets really intense. And then there are just so many, like, conversations surrounding you, which is men. But at the end of the day, like, I don't want to ever be shut off because I don't have money. I can't. Just that I'm,
So encourage them to be in school, to work hard.
Exactly. So I'd encourage you, go to school. If it's business you want to do, that's fine, but give it your all. And trust me, you would actually see your reward.
Let me get into what family, you know, where you've been, how this journey played out. How is family, those are most important to you. Now, I'm not talking your extended, you know, because you mentioned your mom a lot. How are they receiving this fame? Is anybody telling you, or would you do anything that you think would in any way affect your mom? How would you take it? Would you take a decision that you know she would never support?
Okay, so rest in peace to my mom. My mom is late, but I have my dad and my siblings. Talking about taking decisions, well, those people, they love me to the moon and back, and they trust the decisions that I take. I could remember a couple of years ago, I told my dad clearly, I had nothing, trust me. I would want to record YouTube videos. I'll be begging them, please put on the gem for me, someone put on fan here, let me try and record my video, all of that. But then there was just a bit of, not sluggishness per se, but you know, you're communicating with people that is not seeing the future. They're not seeing what you were saying. So I could remember speaking to my dad, I said, Daddy, I'm going to be rich. I said it to him. I said, I'm going to have money. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because then you said, okay, your family, aside from extended family, we had just a little bit of, okay, extended family this, extended family that, and how, okay, we're not like so excited with what you do on social media. But at the end of the day, the closest people to me are happy, which is my direct family. So if my dad is giving approval, if my siblings are giving approval, if they understand because they know me from the inside and know what people know of me off social media, they totally approve.
Let me take this call from Benga. Benga, are you there? Hello, Benga, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You're live. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, Benga is my name. I'm calling for the first time on YourView.
Welcome to the show.
I must appreciate what you guys are doing over there. That's been very interesting time.
Thank you.
Talking about what Mommy Fulu Adeboye discussed about on whether to not encourage people getting married on social media. My life is a testimony. I met my wife 7-8 years ago.
Where,
I
sir?
can hear you.
Oh, goodness. Mr. Loringa, I'm so sorry. Try to call back.
Yeah, let's talk about your businesses a bit. So I know that you launched some time back a power bank.
Well, some time back, a couple of days ago, actually, we launched two products.
Okay, what are the products?
ST laser hair remover and ST electric toothbrush.
Okay, so how is it doing? How is it doing the
Great, we've sold out. Like on my way to the studio, we've totally sold out on the laser hair remover.
Laser, wait, what does it do?
So basically, you know, all of the people that go through stress with trying to wax, with trying to, okay, how the shaving stick or like what's called hair removal cream, all of that. Like, this device can literally leave you hairless in all of those areas you actually don't want to see hairs in, just with consistency. So it's a laser hair remover. It deals with the light, so then you like put it directly to your armpit or
and it takes it off.
Wow. Exactly. And then you do this about 7 to 9 times, and then you just start noticing the hairs in those areas like growing really slowly, and at some point you'll just stop growing.
Okay, what about the power bank?
The power bank?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So the power bank has been like the most successful product ever on everything Tacha, because it is a 10,000 mAh power bank, and you charge it your phone without the cord. That's just the sweetest thing about
Wireless.
it. So exactly. So if you're like, oh wow, I'm here at the studio. Oh, I forgot my cord at home. Oh, my charger at home. Yeah. You have your power bank.
So you use that block of market.
Exactly. So you just put your device on it, and that's
I was going to ask about
charging.
friendships.
Yes.
You know, do you have friends? I mean, it's good to have friends from way back. But were you able to keep the friends from way back when you became famous? And were you able to make new friends? Or did you abandon your friends from way back when you became famous?
Should I add to that also? Because we know about that very public controversy, and I'm wondering if you've ever had a...
No, I'm so sorry.
Okay. You know, you had that very public controversy that we all followed. And I'm wondering if there was ever a place for reconciliation. If people have moved from there, sat down girl to girl and said, you know what, let's squash that and move on. Did you ever do that?
No, we didn't. But it's 2021, and trust me, like everybody, like we really have moved on. There's a new season ongoing, and everybody's enjoying it. So I think we'll move past it.
So do you have friends then?
What?
Did you have friends from the past, or they kept?
Yes, I still do have friends from the past, but most of them, like, they're all in Port Harcourt City. So it's whenever I'm back in Port Harcourt, then we get to meet, chill, have a few gists and stuff. But not a lot of friends, actually.
How what's friendship like with celebrities? So, you know, you're in the celebrity circle, you're a celebrity yourself. We see you with
do you have real friends in that circle?
Don't you have celebrity friends that
plastic
like...
friends?
Tiwa is my friend.
Okay.
Real friend or plastic?
Real, like the realest ever. I know she's going through a lot, but she's a real G. I love her so much, and she loves me so much.
How do you forgive when friends mess up? Because the truth is, friends
You
will...
can forgive her.
That's why I'm asking this question. Friends will definitely mess up.
I like to avoid trouble. Trust me. That's why I don't have so many friends. Because I like to avoid drama. I have so much to do that all of the stuff are distractions.
Okay, but when it comes, if trouble finds you,
what do I do?
Yeah, do you forgive? Do you talk about it? Do you let it go? Do you release yourself, or you just ignore? So there are two types of moving on. So sometimes you just move on without really forgiving, and you ignore the person. You ignore that this person exists. But there's another type of moving on where you've released yourself. You've let it go. Which one do you do?
For me, I always like to have conversations. Like, I would never keep anything in my chest because it would affect me more than you, maybe the offender or whatnot. So I love to talk and, like, give it out. If we're not having a conversation over on WhatsApp, I would wait for the right time where we're probably at an event or whatnot. I can even say to myself, Tacha, you're just going to walk past this person, don't say anything. But when I get close, I'm talking. Without I can't even control. I'm like, hey, what's going on? So this. Like, what's it about? That.
There's no one friend in the world, not in this world,
that would do well.
that you grew up with, that you've remained in contact with, even if distance is there, that this person knows you and you trust that person.
There is. Yeah, I do. I do have friends. Yeah, there is.
Okay, we have to wrap up. So what are you working on right now? Don't market your laser on these people. What are you looking for?
Hey, you guys. So I am currently on The Challenge. MTV's The Challenge is a U.S. reality show. It's so big. And it's $1 million to be won at the end of the day.
Wow.
And you guys do not want to miss it. Make sure to catch it on DSTV channel 322, MTV Base, and on GOTV channel 72 on Mondays, 8 p.m. You know, it's the bomb. Trust me, you guys would so love it. You guys would really love it. And first Nigerian on the show, so you guys should
Well done.
Yes.
We would really like you to make up with Mercy AK. We would really like you to say that.
Yeah.
Our fans, we love all of you together.
Yeah.
So we like to get to be close.
And we like that
me, I'm open. Trust me, like,
supporting.
you guys, I'm open, and I feel like well, this is part of the quality where the fans are like so stuck to me because they know I am kind of like an open book. I love to move, trust me. I love to move. It's like, if this happens, like, I move. If we have to talk about it and squash it, perfect. I love to talk. It could just be a misunderstanding that we can squash. But sometimes, just know how women can be sometimes. We can just be in our feelings. It's not the right time for us to have that conversation. We're not. But wherever, I'm good.
Give it time. Give it time. Thank you so much. I think you're a good pupils. I think you're a very good person. From what I've seen so far, thank you very much. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
And we just hope and we continue to root for you.
Yeah.
We have to wrap up right now. That's all we can take on the show. We'll be gisting with Tacha. And she's going to the Challenge US and we'll be You're on it. You're on that challenge.
Currently on. So you guys make sure to catch it on DSTV channel 322, on MTV 8 p.m. and GOTV channel 72. So yeah.
Have a nice weekend. You're going to pay for that.